Antinatalism is a philosophical perspective that questions the moral implications of procreation. At first glance, this perspective may appear absurd to some. However, antinatalists have presented compelling arguments that they believe demonstrate the inherent flaws in being brought into existence. It appears that the real world is providing evidence to support their claims. Several countries are currently facing a significant decline in birth rates, which poses challenges for population sustainability. It's possible that one of the reasons for this is that people are losing faith in the idea that their children will have a brighter future. Let's explore into the reasons behind why antinatalists believe it is not advisable to have children. Regardless of how we see a person's ideal life, there will always be some level of misery. It appears that it is difficult to live a human life without experiencing some level of pain, whether bodily or emotional. Antinatalists would argue that it would have been preferable not to be born into a form that causes so much suffering. In terms of environmental damage, nearly everyone agrees that human civilization is to blame. Many species have been eradicated due to human hunting. Innumerable species' habitats have been decimated by humans. Assuming there is some financial reward, humans are not too concerned about destroying the Earth. Species that have not yet suffered at the hands of humans may soon do so due to the climate catastrophe that we have brought about. Ecological antinatalists basically hold the view that more people will only bring more harm to the planet. Consequently, it's preferable to avoid that. Everybody dies. Dying is nearly always a terrible experience, even though being dead isn't dreadful in itself. Death can come from a variety of sources, including excruciating agony after an accident, a protracted sickness, or the gradual but inevitable decline of cognitive abilities brought on by advancing age. After death, you don't exist anymore, so it would have been better to avoid all the pain and never been born. The human species is extremely flawed and destructive, and it is responsible for the suffering and deaths of billions of other humans and non-human creatures. Humans are responsible for these deaths and sufferings. Moreover, the majority of the negative things that occur in our own lives are the result of the actions of other people. Therefore, the answer is plain and simple. The one who is not born is unable to bring harm to anyone else. When a couple makes the decision to start a family, they are taking the most significant risk possible. They have no way of knowing what the adult life of their child will be like. The child might find life challenging due to suffering, or may endure misery from a severe physical illness, leading to chronic pain. So many others may be the origins of misery and pain, and some of them will certainly occur. But parents rarely give much thought to the potential implications of their choices when it comes to the creation of a life, and instead focus on trying to improve their own. Antinatalism has the potential to impact day-to-day life in a variety of ways, leading individuals to reevaluate their decisions and perspectives. In terms of practical implications, here are some. 1. Reproductive decisions. Childbearing. Antinatalists may opt not to have children because they believe that bringing new life into the world is fundamentally destructive. This belief may lead them to choose not to have children. Adoption. Some antinatalists argue for adoption as an alternative to biological reproduction, with the primary focus being on the health and happiness of children who are already in existence. Ethical considerations. Environmental impact. Antinatalists frequently take into consideration the impact that overpopulation has on the environment. It is possible that they will choose a minimalist lifestyle, minimize their consumption, and advocate for behaviors that are sustainable. The antinatalist movement extends its concern to non-human animals, which is referred to as animal rights. They might follow a vegan or vegetarian diet and donate money to organizations that work to improve the lives of animals. 3. Personal relationships. Conversations. Antinatalists have conversations regarding procreation with their respective partners, friends, and family members. Possibly, they will discuss their perspectives on the morality of having children. Understanding. Antinatalists have compassion for people who are forced to make decisions regarding their reproductive health. They acknowledge that the circumstances of each individual are unique and complex. 4. Mental health and well-being. Existential anxiety. Antinatalists struggle with existential dilemmas regarding the meaning of existence and the challenges they face. For the purpose of coping with these issues, they can seek treatment or engage in philosophical conversations. Acknowledgement. Some antinatalists discover comfort in acknowledging the constraints of existence and concentrating on their own personal development and experiences that have significance to them. 5. Advocacy and awareness. Writing and activism. Antinatalists produce articles, books, and blog posts regarding their perspective in order to raise awareness about it. Participating in internet forums and engaging in debates is something that they do. Community building is the process by which antinatalists connect with other people who share their beliefs in order to establish communities that discuss antinatalism and other topics relevant to it. Please keep in mind that antinatalism is a very individualistic worldview, and the influence that it has on one's day-to-day existence varies from person to person. Some individuals effortlessly incorporate it into their decision-making process, while others engage in continuous introspection and conversation.